Hey everyone, so today we have we're looking at our Navien NR-240 water heater. Um, so a few weeks ago, the control panel was showing a red light, and it had a 45 error code on it. So if you look that up in the manual, it'll tell you that there's something going on with the mixing valve. So at the time, there wasn't any issues. The unit was still operating fine. There was no leaks, nothing like that. So, we didn't really think anything of it. We unplugged the unit for a while, plugged it back in. The error code went away for a few weeks, and it hasn't been back since. But we noticed the other day when we came down here that the valve was actually just starting to leak water out of the system. So we're going to have to replace that today. So this is if you open it up, this is the mixing valve back here. This whole process should just take a few minutes to do. It's only held on by this metal bracket, and there's two clips next to it. This might be hard to see, but there's two clips on the sides. So basically these clips just pop off, and then you'll be able to replace this whole unit. So we went on suppliesdepot.com and found a replacement. This costs about 60 bucks. So we're going to go ahead and replace this. Hopefully it'll take about 5 or 10 minutes to do. So the first thing we want to do is, if you haven't done it already, unplug the unit, which we've already done, and then you'll pull the panel off. There's 2 screws at the top and 2 on the bottom. And there's also a power switch on here you can flip off too. And then we also want to shut off the power, or the water lines. So on the bottom here, we have the cold intake coming up. On this unit, it's on the right side. On the left side is the hot water that goes to all the faucets in the house. So we'll go ahead and shut off that supply line. And we'll shut off the water going to the faucets as well. So to quickly drain the system, we can come down here to the hot water line. Make sure this cap is on. We can turn this. And then we can open up this cap. Make sure that this switch is to the side. You don't want it sticking straight out towards you. Do this cap. And then water will want to shoot out here once you kind of open this up. So you want to open slowly. It would be best if you have a hose, and then you can connect it here and then have it go down to your bucket, but I don't have a hose handy. So we'll just try to catch the water the best we can. So water's going to come out here pretty fast, so we're just going to keep our bucket up here. We want to open this valve up. A little bit on this. And we just let that drain. Just a minute. So now that the system is pretty much strained out, we can start with replacing the mixing valve. So back here's your mixing valve, and it's held in place by this metal bracket, and there's a metal clip on the left and the right side. And basically these clips just pull off. When the system's pressurized, these clips won't move. They'll be tight in place. But now that we drained all the water out, these clips should slide around pretty easily and you can just pull them right off. So here's one on the front that we can kind of look at. There's just this metal clip with an opening in the back, and you basically just spread the 2 openings, pull the clip off. So now we have the 2 clips off, and you can see that there's a metal washer right here, that just stay in place. I did cut myself a little bit, so be careful with that. And then we're going to have to pull this bracket off, and then we should be able to pull the unit away from these other pipes over here. So now that we have that metal bracket removed, this piece moves kind of freely, and we'll be able to pull it away from the main boiler. So we'll pull it a little bit to the left. We also might have to twist this pipe upwards once we do that, and then we'll be able to remove the whole piece. So we're able to just pull pipe out to the left, and then that piece comes right out. So now that we have the unit removed, we can just go ahead and follow the wires down to where they connect. Right back here, we'll disconnect those, and then you can just cut the wires, since we're going to throw this piece away, and then we'll just pull the wires out through these zip ties. And then when we replace the new unit, we could just, you can either cut these zip ties, replace them, or just add a new one for the wires. We'll do that right at the end. So I just cut the wires off the old unit. I'll throw that away, and then I disconnected the wires, the two connections down here, and we'll just pull them through the zip ties. And got them out of the way. So now we can just grab the new part. Just fit it on that right side. Pipe in place. That should fit right in and hold it there. And then, as we talked about before, we have this metal washer over here. Make sure that's in place. And then we'll go ahead and just re-add that bracket back there, connect it back to the mixing valve, and then we'll just pop those two clips back in. You see the clips are in here. It's a little hard to see, but you want to make sure that the clip is completely on the outside of that little washer there. So again, the clip will spin pretty freely, but once the system is pressurized, this part will tighten up. And then we also went down here, we reconnected the wires. So now we'll be able to test the unit. So we'll come back down here. Close both of these off. Make sure they're tight. And then we close these valves. And then we'll be able to reopen these. We'll first turn on the hot water out. You hear a little bit of water going through. And then we'll open up slowly. And we'll check for leaks. You can see now these clips are tightly in position. And there's no leaks. So we went ahead and turned the system back on with the power switch. We have some hot water running right now just to make sure there are no more leaks. So let's keep an eye on this for a little bit. In the meantime, you go ahead and put your zip ties back on, and then everything looks good. You just put your cover on, you should be good to go. So hope this helps. Thanks for watching.